So it is Friday, the 29th of August, and today is a very special day because today is the day where I get to go to Worlds. A couple of months back, my friend Sam and I both won some spectator passes to be able to go and watch the TCG and Master Duel World Championships this year in Paris. We figured that it was going to be too good of an opportunity to pass up, so we booked our hotel, we booked our flights, and now we're actually flying out later on today. I also thought this would be a great opportunity to document this weekend and whatever it has in store in this kind of vlog style video. And yeah, I'm really hoping that something special comes out of it. I think it's going to be really good to watch some of the greatest players in the game compete at the highest possible level, and I also think that it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to compete in the Worlds format. For those of you who don't know, Worlds has got its own unique ban list, and so there are some strategies like Mitsurugi, which has been really popular, the TCG recently, and it just doesn't exist over the course of this weekend, which I think is going to be a good way to shake up the game a little bit. But now we need to have a think about what deck we are going to bring, so let's get into it. After doing some thinking, I think that I'm going to bring Yuumi to Worlds. I just think that all of the Justice Hunters decks are really well positioned going into the Worlds format. They're the three decks which have the least number of, or if any, indirect hits on the ban list. And Yuumi is the deck which I have played the most of by far. I've taken it to a few locals and I've done okay. Definitely not great, but I'm hoping that Sam and I can get some games in when we arrive in Paris later today. I've done a bit of research on some of the topping lists from recent events such as YCS Vancouver, and most of those lists seem to be running a copy of Typhon in the extra deck. I don't currently have one in my extra deck, so I'm going to grab it and we'll see how we get on. So we have just finished building the deck, and I've checked the time and we are actually starting to run a little bit late. So we are going to finish packing our bags and then make our way to the airport. I'll see you guys in Paris.
When I look at the sun going down to the sky, all I want is to be there, with a new state of mind, a place I never heard of. I will walk like a nomad.
We have landed and we are now at the hotel. We managed to get a couple of games in at the airport because the flight was a little bit delayed, and I realised that I am really rusty with the Yuumi deck. We have entered the giant card tomorrow, which I believe is the Red Supernova Dragon. The Red Supernova Dragon. So it'll be really cool, and I would like to make sure that I give myself the best chance possible to win. So we're going to get a few more games in this evening. Probably getting some food first. When we got off the plane, we checked on Twitter, and unfortunately both Team Snipe Hunters and Team 7 have been knocked out of the Master Duel World Championship division, which is really sad. I was hoping that we'd get to see that three-peat, the run back for the third year in a row, but unfortunately that doesn't look as though it's going to be on the cards. But I'm still really looking forward to tomorrow. Be the finals for Master Duel, Rush Duel, Duel Links. I think it's going to be a really good atmosphere. But like I say, before any of that, we're going to go get some food, we're going to do some testing, we're going to get up to scratch with the Yuumi deck, and we'll see how we get on. And then I'll put that back in your deck.
Sure.
It is the next morning. We got some good testing in last night, and I got my clocks absolutely cleaned thanks to Sam on Vanquish Soul K9. So it's not looking good for the giant card, but that's okay. We will do our best. That's all that we can do. There's going to be a bit of confusion because we think we need to sign up for the spectator pass at 9, but the giant card starts at 9:30, and it's in a completely separate venue. So we'll be cutting it a little bit close. We'll see what happens. So we just sat down for round 1 of the giant card, and who do I play against other than the person I came here with, Mr. Sam Chung. We love flying 500 miles to play against the person I play at every single locals. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. It's never nice to play against your friends in any major tournament, whether you win or you lose. And as you saw, round 1, I got paired against Sam, and he cleaned my clock, kind of a repeat of the testing session that we had last night. But it's all good. He wins the dice roll. Game 1, I have 4 hand traps plus engage to start, and it's enough to kind of stop him, but he has the ash for the engage, and I don't have any way to extend through it. Game 2, but my hand is not great. It's mostly engine, and I open normal swing cup C. He chained the Fubalos, and I end on a suboptimal board, but maybe enough to get me through. On his turn, he Fuas me again. I only give him 1 or 2 draws, but at the pivotal moment where I go to pop his field spell, he has a Caesar on the field, and he draws into the 3rd attribute that he needed to pop my Akruki, which would have stopped his field spell. But it's all good. We're gonna chill around the venue. We're gonna head over to the spectators venue soon. Well, at least I am. Sam's currently, I think last time I saw, he was eating it up in round 2. I have been told that I am allowed to film in the venue, so there's no issues there. Let's see where it goes. There's a really good energy here. I'm really glad about it.
Wait, thank you. Anything on resolution? No. It's a safe, thank you.
So the Master Duel semi-finals have just finished, and we watched Nesh's team, Team Ragnarok, take the victory. I didn't know that you could still lose in time in Master Duel, but hey, where there's a will, there's a way. I actually bumped into Nesh first thing this morning, and the first thing he did was ask me if I knew where to buy cigarettes. I didn't, but he's a really nice guy. I've just checked in with Sam. He unfortunately has just lost the 4th round of the Giant Card event. Unfortunately, that means we're not going to be taking home a giant red Supernova Dragon, but I believe that he still came in the top 16 and therefore does still get prizing. There's a world exclusive Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon playmat that we've both got our eyes on, so fingers crossed that he is generous enough to get 1 for him and 1 for me. We'll see how that goes. There I was eating food in one of the nearby cafes, and I see that the man himself, Mr. Ryan Ruggles, uploads part 1 of his Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds vlog. Anybody who knows anything about me and why I do this, why I create content on YouTube, is because I am heavily inspired by Ruggles himself. It's safe to say that his returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, the original one, got me into the game, and is very much the reason why I'm here at Worlds today. After watching his video, I walk about 100 meters down the road, and he is there setting up for what I can only assume to be part 2 of his Worlds vlog. And so I take the opportunity to go and introduce myself, and we have a great conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh! And videography, and he gave me some great tips as to how to improve in the world of content creation. And it's safe to say that I was getting a little bit emotional whilst talking to him, which sounds crazy to say because at the end of the day we're all just adults playing a card game together. But no, when you finally meet somebody who inspires you and continues to inspire you on such a regular basis, I don't know, it was a really, for me, it was a really special moment. And Ryan, if you are watching this video, please carry on doing what you are doing, inspiring videographers and filmmakers like myself every single day. So we are on day 2 of the Worlds weekend. Probably going to be a bit quieter of a day today. We don't currently have any tournaments lined up. We're not entering any giant cards or anything like that. The day has actually brightened up really well as we've gone on. It was raining a lot this morning, but we are now in a beautiful park just around the corner of the Musée Carnavalet, where I believe there is a exhibition going on which shows a lot of like the artwork and various bits and pieces from the history of the game. When we walked past, there was quite a big line. I think the first 100 people who enter get the exclusive Blue Eyes print. Not too sure if we're going to be able to get that ourselves, but you know, fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good deep dive into the history of the game. Hopefully we get some cool shots and we can share some of it with you guys at home. So yeah, let's get to it. So, as an update, we did not get to the Blue Eyes print, but that is okay. It was still a great opportunity to go to the museum to see all of the exclusive artwork. There was the framed portraits of a bunch of my favourite cards, like the Meteorus Drytron, one of my favourite card artworks ever, so being able to see it in kind of that sort of format was really, really something special. We are currently headed back to the spectators area, taking a bit of a scenic route, and we're going to watch the TCG World Finals. Let's get to it. I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Almost 5 years ago to the day. I started like most of us did, playing bad decks on the kitchen table with my friends. And when I started, I had absolutely no idea the opportunities this game would have in store for me. I've been able to travel the world, and I've met so many amazing people through Yu-Gi-Oh! And it all culminated this last weekend in France. I got to watch the best players in the game win and lose on the world's stage. I got to meet like-minded players and creatives who all just share the same passion that I do. And after the final on Sunday, all I heard anyone say was, yeah, I want to be up there next year. I really just want to play. And I think that's what it's all about. So if there's one final note to leave this journey on, I really, really like Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll see you next time.
B-roll, B-roll, B-roll.